Marlon Tapales showed a great heart and proved he deserved to be in the ring with the pound-for-pound star Naoya Inoue. Did he expose the monster's weakness, or did Inoue level up again to overcome Tapales' challenge?
Makes history!
Rounds 1 to 3 are feeling out rounds. Tapales is slowly showing his game plan, while Inoue seems to be reading what Tapales will bring to the table. Marlon started with a high guard, while Inoue attacked it using straight punches. Inoue's game plan is to throw right hands to the body, while Tapales' obvious strategy is to throw jabs to the body, whose primary purpose is to set up punches, which Marlon will use in the next couple of rounds. Marlon was also trying to turn Inoue a couple of times, while the monster quickly adjusted to Marlon's head movement, throwing some uppercuts to catch Marlon while crouching. Observe how Marlon is crouching, moving his head down, and watch Inoue trying to time Marlon with this movement. Round 2 started with Marlon showing more of his strategy, which is the right hook on top. The jab to the body in round 1 seems to be just to trick Inoue thinking a body shot is coming, but it's a hook instead. Inoue continues to attack the body with his right hands before Marlon changes to Philly shell defense, which makes his breadbasket unavailable to right hands. Look at this sequence before the bell. When Marlon switches back to high guard, Inoue throws a right hand on the body immediately. Also, the monster's still throwing straight right on top, which is still effective on Philly shell defense in the opposite stance. On the third round, Marlon started throwing lefts to the body, which is also a setup for the right hook to the head. He will throw this a lot throughout the fight. Inoue continues to throw straights, for which Marlon is very vulnerable in either high guard or Philly shell. The monster also made some adjustments, adding a left hook against the Philly shell and still throwing those right uppercuts, as Marlon's head movement on the Philly shell was still vulnerable to uppercuts. Inoue will throw some more uppercuts in a clever way, which I will discuss in the middle rounds. The first 3 rounds are very tactical, and this will change on rounds 4 and 5. Round 4 could have been scored for Marlon if not for the knockdown. Marlon's game plan is now clear. Throw a lot of right hooks to the head setup by lead lefts to the head or midsection. Throw jabs to the body to confuse Inoue, and at times throw some sneaky right uppercuts while pushing the monster back. Marlon is trying to push Inoue back using his foot positioning, aggressive head movement, and throwing some lead lefts. While Inoue will attack the body, he is unable to land because of the Philly shell. Also, the monster loves to throw left hooks, which he was able to catch Marlon, resulting in a knockdown. Round 5 was a war. It started with Inoue trying to finish Marlon. Marlon is showing his heart and warrior mentality by coming back with hard shots, all thanks to his superb conditioning. At this stage, the monster is now expecting right hooks from Marlon, and that's the reason Marlon was able to land some uppercuts, and he seems to be getting his rhythm now. The rest of the fight became a very interesting back-and-forth chess match. The 6th round started with Marlon now more confident in pushing Inoue back and applying his game plan. Inoue got his rhythm back in the second half of the round. landing straight shots, and in addition, now throwing a left hook right uppercut combo as a counter to Marlon's jabs. Watch how Inoue throws a left hand to lure Marlon to put his head down and follow it with a right uppercut after Marlon throws a jab. Inoue continued throwing this counter combination for the rest of the fight. Round 7 is potentially a Marlon round. He is throwing and landing lots of jabs and some combos set up by the jab, while Inoue continues the uppercut counters to Marlon's jab. The 8th round is similar to the previous 2 rounds, with Marlon starting well, but Inoue always has the bigger moments and has a more impressive second half of the rounds. It has now become a battle of Marlon's jabs and Inoue's straights and uppercuts. He also tried some overhand, but was always blocked. Inoue started round 9 very confident, and it seems now very clear to him Marlon's movements on defense and offense. Watch how the monster knew what Marlon would do during on Philly's shell defense and threw an extra right hand to catch Marlon moving towards the area. Marlon also abandoned the jab to the body. Hence, he is now losing the lead foot battle. Due to this, he is unable to turn away enough to avoid this extra right hand from the monster. Still had his moments in the round, landing this 1-2 combination, but the monster dominated the round and eventually getting the knockout in round 10.
He puts his hands up like that. Inoue would throw a shot and then he'll, ooh.
Big right hand there, back.
I think the game plan has been strategized very well. The jab to the body did a lot of positive things for Tapales. Throwing this has made it hard for Inoue to predict a right hook on top. This has also helped Marlon gain an advantage in foot positioning. Overall, I think Marlon is very well in the fight and made Inoue think more. In my opinion, Marlon could have thrown more of the lead left and turned to keep Inoue resetting his offense and potentially could avoid those right straights by Inoue from landing, especially the final 1-2 combo in round 10. In addition to the jab to the body, a more active jab to the head will push back Inoue easier, similar to round 7, but of course, this is easier said than done, as this would risk for counters. Marlon also could have adjusted to Inoue uppercut counter on his jabs by throwing a jab, then little step back, then throw an overhand left. This might catch Inoue off guard while throwing an uppercut. This fight is not as one-sided as many thought would happen, and I believe it is the toughest Inoue fight since the first Donaire battle. This also showed Inoue is struggling when being pushed back, but it also proved that he is more than just a power puncher and made some mid-fight adjustments. I hope you enjoyed our presentation. Please click the like button and share the video. You can also add your opinions in the comment section. For more Philippine boxing analysis and updates, please subscribe and follow.